I'm back in Ottawa, Kansas. Gonna be doing the Kansas Rails-to-Trails Extravaganza 50-miler. I did this race about 3 years ago, I want to say, around 3 years ago. I think it was the first video that I did on this YouTube channel. Not the first ultra that I did, but when I first started doing these course overviews and videos. It's cold out here. It's about 30 degrees right now. Cole and Juan are here. They just headed out to do the 100-mile distance. I'm not gonna be doing that today. I'm just gonna be doing the 50-miler. Pretty tired. I'll get into why that is, why I'm out there on the course. But I got about 45 minutes before the race starts. Layered up, got 3 layers on. Probably be shedding those though throughout the race, but the high today is supposed to be like 42. Supposed to have some rain. So we'll see how it goes. Just gonna go out there and try to have some fun. No time goals or anything like that today. So see you on the trail.
To me it is too.
Nine, 8,
Seconds gonna
7,
yeah,
6,
sure.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So we're 5 miles in and we've hit the trail. Up to this point, it's just been road because there's an out and back section. For the 50-mile distance, you go out about 2.5 miles, maybe a little bit less, and then back to the starting line, and then we head out for the out and back section. So that's what I'm doing now. All right, so just hit mile 7, and this is the first water refill station so far. All right, looks like we're coming into the first aid station here at about 11.5 miles.
Woo! Good work! So it's just gonna be just a cheer.
All right, coming in on the second aid station. This is at mile 18. Just hit the halfway mark, so 25 miles in, and it's 4 hours 44 minutes. If I was running this for time, I'd usually want to stay under 40, 4 or 30 around this mark. So I'm definitely dialing it back a little bit, but not too much. Got another 2 miles for Garnet because the turnaround spot is around 27 miles. I'll start heading back. But hey, can't ask for better weather. We've definitely got overcast skies now, but no rain. And I think it's like 42, 43 degrees. So perfect running conditions. Couldn't ask for a better day so far. All right, made it to Garnet, but gotta go downtown to the train station before the turnaround spot. I think that's another 1.5 miles or so. All right, coming into the Garnet train station, about 27.2 miles in.
just crossed over the 30-mile mark. So it turns out the aid station at the turnaround spot in Garnett was inside the train station. Last time I ran this a few years ago, it was outside, so that's what got me confused. But it makes sense why it would be inside, because it's cold. Once I left, we started to get a little bit of rain. Nothing too bad, but it was definitely drizzling there, and then the temperature dropped. So it was really nice temperatures and weather earlier, but it's starting to be pretty cold now. Oh man, about 34.5 miles in, and the rain is coming down, it's pouring. And it's freezing rain too. Oh man, brutal. All right, luckily I brought a poncho with me in my pack, so I just put this on. Hopefully aid stations within the next couple miles so I can peel off inside of the tent, dry off for a bit. What's this one here? What? I was at an aid station for like 20 minutes waiting for the hard rain to pass, and it's still raining. It's 30 degrees. It is freezing out here. I am soaked. My feet are soaked. It is miserable. I got 13.5 miles to go. Ugh.
Alright, so I just recently got back home. The last video that I had was at the last aid station about 7 miles from the finish line. And if you know anything about GoPros, when it's really cold outside, the batteries just fade. So my battery died right at that point, so I wasn't able to capture the last 7 miles. I always bring an extra battery with me, but I had it in my pack. But because it was raining so much, it was this torrential downpour, I didn't feel like taking the poncho off, taking the pack out, getting the battery out, fiddling with it just for the last 7 miles. I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna run to the end. But I did finish it, so that's good. Here's the belt buckle for completing the 50 miler. And I also just remembered that I forgot to show the numbers. So this is the bib for this year, which is really nice. Really like the way that this looks. Somehow I came in with 10 hours and 10 minutes, which is pretty amazing to me considering the time that I spent in the aid stations, especially those last 2 aid stations. It was so cold out there that I could not feel my hands. I was wearing gloves, but then the gloves got soaked. So I had to take the gloves off because they were actually keeping my hands colder. And luckily I had those water bottles, the Nathan water bottles, where you don't have to grip them, because I could not feel the water bottles. And I was fiddling with something and I dropped one of the water bottles, and I was having trouble picking it up because my hands were so numb that I couldn't feel them. So when I went into the aid station tents, they had a fire there on the last one. So I just sat there for about 15 minutes or so, warming my hands to the point where I could actually feel them again. And then I had to look outside the tent at that pouring torrential rain and just go out there and run in it, knowing that it was going to be another 7 miles or so before, you know, the last aid station or the finish line. So it was brutal. It was totally brutal. The course itself obviously isn't that challenging. It's flat as a pancake, but the weather was just awful. I mean, it got down to the high 20s, really high winds, torrential downpour rain. I was getting hit with ice there for a little bit of the run, and I feel for Cole and Juan, because they're out there right now doing the 100-miler, and it's nighttime. So I hope those guys are okay. I'm looking forward to hearing how that goes. But yeah, totally brutal, challenging run, but was able to get it done. So on to the next one.